Oh, buddy, good morning. Happy hump day. Let's try to get you ready for the day in this market. See what we can see here. Let me clear out some of these. Some of these, and some of these, and some of these. All right, we got to start with the SPY. So let's go out on a larger time frame here. Let's see what we got popping on the daily here. All right. So the daily is going to line up with the 4 hour, it's going to line up with the 1 hour, but this is what we see here. So we were in this uptrend, right? And then it started looking like yesterday we were going to maybe revert to a downtrend because we had a lower low. I mean, sorry, a lower high that started. So that's why I drew this line. But we've broken out of that since. And what this means is we wait for this break and we're going to see if it's going to retest this today, right? And potentially bring this thing back down. We do have Jerome Powell speaking also. So this could be a very interesting day with a lot of movement happening in the market. So we'll do that as a potential double top retest here and see if we bring it down. Not sure how far, maybe to this breakup structure, 687. That's going to be a long drop, but we'll see what happens. Go to the 4 hour. Oh, okay. And then on the 4 hour, right where we have that double top, we do have supply zone that finally popped up. Now we got to see what happens here, right? Remember, supply zones, they're indications of where, money's going to start selling off a position, but we got to make sure that it comes down below here again and rejects, right? So we haven't seen that yet. So we do have this bearish pin bar forming, but now we need another candle to form up under this supply zone to start pulling this back down. Um, so for me, honestly, on SPY, not doing anything until we engulf this green candle here, 695.44-ish. If we take that out, we can come back down to like 693, but this is going to be our retest zone. So if you get in here, be careful at a potential bounce, right? The stronger move would be wait until we actually come down here and break down and see if we pull it some more. That's what I see on SPY. All right, let's go look at the Qs. QQQ. Ooh, big old demand zone. Goodness gracious. All right. Demand zone here on the Q also pretty similar to SPY. So we got here on the Q. Let me erase some of this old stuff. Drawings. All right. Similar. We have this happening. And then we potentially have this happening. And it looks like the candle is already below the supply zone here, right? Now, again, we still want to wait. There's a little wick under this candle, so this isn't a full body yet. We want this to be a full body candle, and I wouldn't do anything until we get below. It's out the way. Till we get below 634.45, and I say that because we could come down here and touch this gap and then push right back up. So let's see if we're going to break below this, and then if so, we got some room to really fall back down, at least to this break of structure here on the Qs. So. Um, That's what I would say. And then here's the thing, we got Jerome Powell speaking today, so I do expect some volatility anyway. You can catch that, first move in the morning, or you could just be patient and see what the market actually does when Jerome starts speaking to really catch a monster move. NVIDIA, some little clockwork here yesterday on NVIDIA. Let's go to the 1 hour. So we had this little small flag here that formed yesterday on NVIDIA. We got our break, we got our retest here, and the retest came all the way down to a demand zone. And then once that body filled back above that, take it without hesitation. This thing took off running and just kept running. Like this is this morning though, 191 is crazy, but we did get into some calls here and caught it up to like 190-ish on NVIDIA. But again, we're near a demand zone here now too, so gotta wait and see what happens. So let me clear my chart out because a lot of those moves have played out to see, do we have anything new here? The only thing I would say that we possibly have new, oh man, hold on, I made my screen. There we go. That we may have new here. See, this is this little trend forming here, right? We got some uptrend now, right up in here. Small little uptrend happening. So we'll see if we bounce over here, we can break through. If we lose this, right, this is basically like an ascending wedge. The bottom part of it. If we lose this, we can come back down to at least try to fill this gap on NVIDIA at like 189. So That's what I see there. Let's go to the VIX because we gotta see, right? The VIX is the inverse of things. What's happening here? All right, we got some pump here on the VIX this morning, so we're moving up a little bit. But if this VIX drops, of course, the SPY SPX is going to push back up. But if we keep moving this thing up towards this demand zone, we will see a drop in those others. So got to keep your eye on the VIX here too. Um, let's go look at. Oh, Bitcoin has reclaimed 90,000. All right, so you know what that means. Let's go look at Riot. I like Riot. All right, Bitcoin's back above 90,000, and we've seen was this yesterday? So Riot ran from 1632 to today at 17. That's a nice move. That's a real nice move on a stock so cheap. So yeah, Bitcoin continues to rise. We should see Riot at least make its way back up to this 1840, which is still a good move on a $17 stock. Also, let's go look at like Bitform. All right, so Bitform. I mean, it moved a little bit, you know, 15 cent. It's not a huge move. Let's look at Mara. Okay, Mara. Mara moved pretty nicely. All right. So you got to think about what nearly a buck on a $10 stock is 10% just on shares, right? So a lot more on options. So yeah, Bitcoin keeps rising. I mean, we may see this run back up to at least this around $11 here. So I'll keep my eye on that. And then Tesla. And I freaking missed it again. I was waiting on this Tesla to come down and retest here. When did this happen? Oh, it happened. Of course, it happened overnight. Yeah, I was waiting on this and I missed this. This is what I'm waiting for, but dang, we're at 434 already this morning. I should have just got into my call yesterday on Tesla, but I was waiting on all my confirmation, so I did not. However, if we get above this 435, I'm going for maybe 440. Call on Tesla, 437.50. Call on Tesla and pushing out. That's what I've been waiting for is Tesla to break back out because of this inverse head and shoulders. So yeah, I'm gonna take that Tesla call. Let's go look at Oklo. Remember it was selling off viciously. Well, look at here. Got a little bounce here. We finally got a freaking breakout of here. And now we wait for the retest to see if we actually hold it. And if we hold this retest and bounce, we can potentially finally get this thing running back up towards the 90. So keeping my eye on that. Let's see above 88. I'm gonna set my alerts. Let's go see Centos. Did it ever move for us? Nope. Still has not brought bust off of this double bottom yet. So we're not doing anything with Centos yet. We have McDonald's who we're waiting on. Missed that retest. Break, retest, break. I missed it. Pretty nice move. All right, I'll keep my eye on McDonald's. See if this becomes an inside out candle, which means this candle is like a fake out pull down, and then the next one will be green and pushes back up. So I'm gonna keep my eye on that. But yeah, that's what I'll see for today. Couple of things for you. So get you prepped. Be patient. Jerome speaks, I think at like noon Central Standard Time. So expect fireworks around that time. Peace.